Hello folks, I'm L.A. Little and this is today's short take. I've got a slide up here on tech valuations. Primarily social media is where this is, but it's also a little bit of I see FireEye and here and a few others. The question is are we in another tech bubble? Has it just began again? Right? We've got the PE numbers. This new tech valuation. This is out of McCulloch, who's a analyst at one of the hedge funds, and he's saying, hey, this looks like flashback to 2000, and he goes through, the valuations, trailing PE, the pegs, and so forth, and says, look at where the valuations were, look at where they are now, and look at where the S&P is. And S&P at about 17 or so earnings. You've got 108 on these, and now it's 149 after some of these earnings starting to come out. In particular, what was it? Not Amazon, but Netflix got it like, I don't know, 15-20% rise again. We're going to have Google with a big rise again here. I don't know, valuation wise, does it make sense to look at this and worry about things? I think what makes sense to look at is the charts and whether or not they look like they can support the move or not. And when I look at Google, Google was breaking out, had a nice big move, and actually the breakout that took place, that was the buy, which was in front of earnings, was right there. One of the viewers called this out on the nightly show, said, is it a point to buy Google? Unfortunately, I didn't see it until the next day, and I said, the risk reward, probably it's pretty hard to buy that in front of earnings. Now, the buy was here is what I said, right on the breakout, because you got the buy, came out the next day, you could have picked it up, put your stop up underneath here, right, and then see if it would run up into earnings. This morning, this thing's going to open up here somewhere. So big surge in Google. You look at it on a weekly, right, over here, same sort of thing. This thing's getting ready to break out. It's going to break out over these tops. That's going to be true on the monthly as well. Pretty hard to look at that chart and say this thing's going to crash and burn. Even if it is, it's going to take a while. They don't go straight up and straight back down off of earnings, no less. Right? Maybe you get a fade, but you're not going to get a huge fade, and this thing is not going to just come back to where it was. So Google, just one example. Now Google is a little bit different in that the PEs are not off the chart, but I think that's true of a lot of these stocks. If you get big earnings bumps, it's going to be hard to take these stocks down. So don't read these valuation things and think you can short these stocks. That is today's short take.